you always speak Irish from a young age?
Well, I started learning Irish at St. Colum's College, and if I'm truthful, I didn't really like it that much because they approached it from a very grammatical point of view, and it was all about irregular verbs and imperative, and genitive cases and accusative cases, all sort of grammatical, which doesn't really, it doesn't make you love a language. But anyway, when I was in Long Kesh, Cardinal O'Fee, prior to becoming a cardinal, he was Archbishop O'Fee, Archbishop O'Fee. He came in one day to visit prisoners, and he brought in a number of Irish books, and I was learning Irish at that time in Long Kesh, and he brought in a number of very old Irish books, and one of the books that he gave to me was a book called Una Wan, blonde-haired Una Wan, and Una Wan was written by a very well-known Donegal author called Seamus O'Grady, who wrote under the pen name Myra. And Seamus, his Irish was real rich West Donegal Irish, which was very appealing to me. So Una Wan was written in the old Irish script, which was how I learned it in St. Colum's in 1964. So I was able to read it, maybe not that well, but anyway, I began to work my way through Una Wan, and it was full of these Gaeltacht idiomatic expressions, which didn't sort of you had to decipher them, like you would have, the Sailor Waddy Weineggy. He had the life of the white dog, but what it actually meant, he had the life of Riley. So you had to sort of, well, anyway, to make a long story short, I worked my way through that, always liked Irish, and moved into what was known as the Gaeltacht hut in our cage. And the Gaeltacht hut, when you went into the Gaeltacht hut, you spoke Irish all the time. If you didn't speak Irish, you get turfed out of it, and somebody else would come in.
So there's a bit of an Irish school going on in there.
Oh, there's a Gaeltacht in Long Kesh. Now, the quality of Irish, it was good, but there was some people called it the Gaeltacht, foreign, and then there was this thing that some people says he speaks Long Kesh Irish, which is a wee bit different. But anyway, to make a long story short, when I came out I decided that, no, it was long after I was out, I decided I would go back and do A-level Irish. So I went to the Northwest College, and a guy called Sean McCarran, who would have been in my class in primary school and at the Christian Brothers, was my teacher. And I have to say, Sean has very good Irish. So I did A-level Irish, and it was strange, it was funny. My results came out the same day as my son's A-level results came out, and there's a bit of opening envelopes. I opened my envelopes and I looked A+, and I said, "Fuck, I've seen nothing." Better say nothing here, and Raidió go up in hills, and he made a good sort of B's and C's, and then he says to me, "What'd you?" I said, it was a bit, yeah, well, it went all right, you know. But then I tried to basically speak Irish every day, and probably more so since I went down to, I moved down to Donegal 23 years ago now, maybe slightly more, and I kind of got more into it then, and would have listened. If I'm out driving, I wouldn't. I would just constantly listen to Raidió na Gaeltachta, because it's a learning means also, because you're hearing it and you're. No, you don't understand all of it, especially if it's somebody on from Connemara. You know, there's different dialects, but no, I like speaking Irish since I became a counsellor. I've become every time you go to a council meeting, there's somebody there from Raidió and the Gaeltacht, and they might ask you to come on to say a few words about something that you brought up at the council meeting and all, you know. So just I would love every opportunity. If I hear somebody's accent and I think they're from Kidor or somewhere, I'd engage straight away.